I'm writing lines to lift his name, no need for fame. My spirit fed, his word is spread, saves the aim. Pen to paper, truths I scribe, a soulful vibe. To glorify the Most High, let's amplify.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Save News TV. I am your host, AZ Hubbard, and thank you so much for allowing us into your homes because you didn't have to. Well, today we will be talking about what's going on behind the scenes at the Potter's house. Well, anyway, just to catch you up a little bit on a little FYI, um, we had a Bishop T.D. Jakes resign on the 28th of March at his church, and he placed his daughter, Sarah, and son in law, Toure, in charge of the Potter's house. Well, I want to take a little break here and keep you all up to date. I want to thank the Potter's house for watching my video. As you know, if you follow this channel, last week I did a video on the Potter's House, Bishop Jakes resigning. And I used this content, and, I was within the realm of fair use because I know the rules and I know the law. And as long as I make commentary in the middle of his or anybody's video, because we are a news channel, we can use fair use. But anyway, thank you, Potter's House, for watching my video again because you struck my video and they took it down. And I felt like I was very nice to um, Bishop Jakes and him stepping down, but that's okay. I could have contested it. But I think Bishop Japes got enough lawsuits going on around the world. Well, I wouldn't say around the world, but in this country, that he doesn't need to be bothered by a little old channel like Save News TV. And for them being the size that they are to come after a channel my size, I just find it interesting. But anyway, I know that you struck my video for copyright, and I'm not going to contest it. It is what it is. But there's now, because we have been covering on TD Jake's legal battles, and he has not been able to strike my channel because of the fact that I'm reading lawsuits and everything else like that. And he will not be able to strike this video. But if he does, I will contest it because I will not be using your content. But I wanted to say, Bishop Jakes and Potter's House and those that um, don't want anyone to say anything about him, like I said, my content on him was not negative. We went over the video. I commentated in between, but I also know that there are, some of the things that he might have been upset was with the fact that in the middle of the videos there was commercials, and I let the audience know that the commercials was not on my side, that it was on TD Jakes and the Potter's House side. So in other words, they're monetizing their video of their ministry, which is fine. Get paid. Ain't nobody mad. But also, I let them know of certain other things as far as the lawsuits that they have, specifically with Youngblood, which, I did a video even before I got the copyright strike that Jakes was victorious in defeating um, Youngblood's anti-slap case. So I do fair and balanced coverage here, but it is all good. But I also would like to, as we do this video and we talk about Pastor Sheryl Brady and Bishop Joby Brady renaming their church and exiting out of Potter's house, that we're looking at the timing of all of this. In November, as he stated in his video of 2024, he did, he got sick in the pulpit. And the next day, he filed his suit against Youngblood. Okay. So when he was doing his, I'm just talking about timelines and questionable activity here. And so he gets sick the morning before, on Sunday morning, early Monday morning, he files a lawsuit, defamation lawsuit against Youngblood. He steps down on March 28th and says that Sarah and Toure has been leading the church, been in charge of the church since November 2024. And, you know, that members of the board of directors were in the audience. Well, needless here to there, you can go on their website and find out who is on the board of directors, which is all of them, and just a couple of other people. So irrespective of what other members on the board, the Jakes outnumber the board of directors. Okay. Now, the other questionable timeline on TD Jakes is the fact that he stepped down on March 28th. And today, on April 21st, I'm sorry, I keep saying March, April 28th. But on a week later, which is today, which is May 5th, is the day that starts the Diddy trials. And today, May 5th, 2025, is the day that the Diddy trials begin and the jury selection begins. And they will be calling people to the stand, the quote, the alleged victims. Also in question, as far as the timeline, in between April 28th and May 5th, Pastor Sheryl Brady and her husband, Bishop Joby Brady, puts out a video that states that they are now removing themselves from Potter's house and renaming their church The Bridge, and that, and we'll show the video and we will be doing commentary in between just to let you know so that we will not run into any copyright issues. But I want you all to look at the timeline. First, November 2024, Bishop Jakes gets sick in the pulpit on a Sunday. The very next day, he files a defamation lawsuit, interceptive lawsuit against Dwayne Youngblood on November 2024. The very next morning, less than 24 hours. Okay. Fast forward to April 28th. April 28th, Bishop T.D. Jakes steps down from the ministry. In his video, he states that Sarah and Toure has been in charge of the church since November 2024. He also states that the board of directors that approved this, which their family Jakes members are the majority of the board, have known about this all this time. Less than a week after he steps down, Pastor Sheryl and Bishop Joby Brady, renames their church and are no longer under the Potter's house. And as we say, we will show this video later. They say it's nothing, but we don't know. We just can only go by what she says. She said that it's nothing. That they still love Bishop Jakes, and I'm sure they do. Now, and then today, May 5th, 2025, the Diddy trials began. Anybody else see something with this timeline? I'm just asking. But anyway, everyone, let's get into this video with Pastor Sheryl Brady explaining them renaming their church and leaving Potter's house. Hold tight, everybody. Okay, everybody. So now we're going to look at the video regarding the Potter's house exit with Pastor Sheryl Brady speaking.
Hey, everybody, I am Pastor Sheryl Brady, and I have got some exciting news to share with you. For 15 unforgettable years, we have witnessed God's faithfulness through ministry, miracles, and movement.
Okay, so what she is saying, I'm gonna drop myself saying is that they've been in ministry for 15 years. Again, the reason why I am starting and stopping is because we want to make sure that I don't get into copyright issues with these videos, because I don't know whether Pastor Sheryl and Bishop Joby strikes channels for using their content. This is newsworthy. We are reporting, so we just have to do what we have to do. But I don't know. I know when they were in Raleigh, I used to go to their church briefly, and it was a really nice church, and I enjoyed myself. But let's see what else Pastor Sheryl has to say.
From the very beginning, we believed that we were called to be a bridge connecting the hearts of people to the heart of God. And now we are going to step into a brand new chapter. We are officially changing our name to the Bridge Frisco. Yes, you heard that right here. The Potter's House of North Dallas is now the Bridge Frisco.
Okay. So they changed their name, and let's see what else is pertinent here. I'm going to come down here because I want to make sure that I am in this clip very clearly. So, okay, Pastor Sheryl, continue to tell us.
It's a new name, but the same mission, the same calling, and the same heart. As Isaiah 62:2 says, the nations will see your righteousness and all kings your glory, and you will be called by a new name that the mouth of the Lord will bestow. This name change is a declaration of how we are continuing to live out the vision that God has given us with a fresh identity for this next season of purpose and impact.
Okay, so now they are getting a fresh identity in this season and impact. This is very interesting. The timing of it is very interesting. And, as always, while we're doing videos, we encourage you to comment and let us know your feelings on this. Pastor Sheryl is very diplomatic, as always. And she this is no exception. She's diplomatic here also.
As we celebrate 15 years of ministry, I want you to remember that the number 15 represents grace upon grace upon grace. And I believe that we have entered into a season of multiplied grace. I am fully persuaded that this next chapter is a move in the right direction.
Okay, my question to you is, since it's been less than a week, then um Bishop Jakes has officially turned the church over to his daughter Sarah and his son-in-law Toure Roberts. Do you feel like this new chapter was um accelerated by this change, or do you think this is something that's been in the works for a while? Tell us, what do you think about this? I'm curious.
A move of grace, a move of vision, and a move of divine alignment.
Okay.
Our founder, Bishop T.D. Jakes, has given us his blessing in this transition.
Okay. So it's nice to know now that Bishop Jakes has given Pastor Sheryl and Bishop Joby his blessing in this transition. And I'm wondering, as we have our people out there, if you all have any information other than what we're sharing on this broadcast, please make sure you email me let me know if you have any other additional information so we can report on it. But so this has been a conversation, evidently, with Bishop T.D. Jakes and Pastor Sheryl and Bishop Joby Brady regarding their not only exit from Potter's house, but also the renaming of the church. This is very interesting. Pray tell us more, Pastor Sheryl.
His vision carved out a space for all of us to flourish, and that legacy remains in our DNA. Bishop Jakes.
Okay, so the legacy remains in your DNA. I can believe that. I understand that. I understand that. Okay, so Bishop Jakes, what?
Will always be my bishop, and we remain connected to the family of churches that call the Potter's house home.
Okay, so she says that he will always be their bishop and they will always be connected to the churches that call Potter's house home. That's interesting, and that's how she phrased that, because I many years ago I have a pastor, apostle, and I always say that he is my um father, as far as father in Christ. He will always be. I will always admire and admonish, give him the credit for teaching me the word and leading and guiding and being our shepherd to me. He will always be that. And I will always be connected to the members and the people that was attached to that. But I am no longer a part of that. So I'm wondering, is that what she's saying? Because if he's giving you a blessing to exit, then exactly what does that mean, Pastor Sheryl? Let's continue here and continue to tell us.
Bishop Brady, myself, and our pastoral leadership team will continue to lead the Bridge Frisco with the same passion and purpose that we've carried from the beginning. What you can expect over the next few weeks are updates to our signage, our website, and our social media to reflect this new name and our refreshed visual identity.
Okay. Well, I'll be the first to tell you I went over to the um website, and the website has already been updated. And then, like I said, this was just done less than a week. I mean, they moved like grease lightning. It was lightning fast that the name changed, the website, everything has changed in less than a week. I mean, it was fast. It was fast.
But make no mistake, we are still us. This is your
Okay.
church. This is your family. This is your bridge. And we will continue to preach and teach the gospel. Our worship will be just as passionate. Our student and children's ministries will still be there to minister to your entire family.
Okay.
Our name will change, but our heart, it will remain true to who we are.
Okay. So, like I stated, even before I went to the river, when it was in Raleigh, North Carolina, I went there for several months. I enjoyed their ministry, and this was before they were attached to the Potter's house, and I enjoyed that service. So I'm positive that the bridge will remain on fire, whether or not they're attached to the Potter's house or not, because Pastor Sheryl is a firebrand and she can preach that word, and Pastor Joby is a firebrand. He can preach that word, Bishop Joby. So I'm sure that they will definitely, even though they're not flying under the banner of the Potter's house, it will definitely be a good church, as much as it is. Okay.
We believe God is calling us to be a bridge to hope and a place of refuge
Okay.
for those who are hurting. We are a community of believers, builders, and bridges, linking generations, cultures, and callings for such a time as this. So let's step into this new grace together. I love you, and I am honored to keep walking this journey with you. Welcome to the Bridge Frisco, 15 years old, and we are just getting started.
Okay, everybody. So the Bridge Frisco is now up and running, and it is official. No longer the Potter's house. They are not under them any longer. So let's talk about this a little bit more, okay? So now that we've heard what um, Pastor Sheryl Brady had to say, tell me, what are your thoughts on this? We want to find out what your thoughts are. Is there something that's not being said here? Are we missing something? Is there something that we have not interpreting? We want to know what you think about this. I want you all to continue to stay tuned because we will be bringing you court updates with the situation with Bishop Jakes and Dwayne Youngblood continually, and we'll put the link down below to the playlist of the court filings and everything. We'll also be going over the Diddy trial, even though I would not be don't plan on covering it extensively, but I will be covering it in the fact that if it brings into um Bishop T.D. Jakes or any other Christian leaders, we will be shining a spotlight on that if the Diddy trial brings in those people and situations. So get into the comments. Stay tuned because I have something else I want to show you real quick. But stay tuned and let me know exactly what you think, your thoughts on this. As always, we thank you so much for tuning in. And again, email us if you have some information, questions, comments, put them in the chat. And we appreciate you so much.
I'm writing lines to lift his name, no need for fame. My spirit fed, his word is spread, saves the aim. Pen to paper, truths I scribe, a soulful vibe. To glorify the Most High, let's amplify. I am spreading the faith I hold so dear. For every tear he's ever near. Choirs rise on Sunday morn, his love we adorn. Each melody a testimony, hearts reborn. In every verse a whispered prayer beyond compare, to lift the hearts of those in dark despair. We testify with every note we sing. In harmony let freedom's bell ring. Rejoice and lift your voice, let the sound of praise deploy. Marching to his beat we go, faith the seed we're here to sow. Standing strong through trials, lost chapter will compile, a beacon shining, grace defining.